Prapancha-Brahman imposition. How did Prapancha impose itself on the pure Brahman? Answer: Anadi, beginningless, kalpita, illusory, Prakruti, the primordial unmanifested cosmic energy, abides in the Anadi pure Brahman. Prakruti is an Anadi, an illusory, intimate relationship with the pure Brahman. The illusory relationship appears to be disparate, but in reality it is inseparable. Prakriti is further classified as Māyā, 2 Avidya, 3 Tama-pradhāna, predominantly tamasa. Māyā, the one that comprises pure satvaguṇa, and Avidya is the one that comprises impure satvaguṇa. That's the difference in between Māyā and Avidya. Tama-pradhāna is the one with the dominant tamoguṇa. So, let me take you into it. When we say the primordial unmanifested cosmic energy, our seers were very clear about from where this world has come. The Western scientists are giving these hodgepodge ideas, sometimes of Big Bang, that suddenly a Big Bang happened and everything came into being. Sometimes they say, no, that's not the right theory, there's another thing. Then they say, no, this is the certain gravity pulls the particles together, and then in time they join together, and in time they consolidate, and that's how the planets get formed. So they have their own ideas, and some of the, I would say, quantum physics comes pretty close to the Prakriti, but not fully. Because if they are asked the question, how did the particles came into being? So then they would say that there are these atoms, and then the protons and the electrons are there, and they're always moving and irradiating, and there's a central nucleus, and then now if you ask, why doesn't one atom holds on to another atom? What's the fixing glue in that? They say, well, it's a natural process. So on and so forth, the quantum physics is trying to give the answers. There are some very nice answers which you will get, but still if you ask them, how did the atoms got formed? Now, interesting thing is this, that in India, in Bharat, we have the religion called Jainism. Now, Jainas are as old as the Sanatan Dharmis, or maybe even older than them. Because their first Tirthankar, was mentioned in the Vedas. Now, this means he was predecessor. Now, Jaina religion talks about atoms. If we say the recollection of who started this thinking on the physics and the atoms and everything, I don't think so that you will go further behind, maybe 15th century. Not even 15th, I'm saying. So if you go, they are all happening in somewhere in 16th century, or maybe 17th, or maybe late 18th, and some just in this 19th century. But Jaina and the Vedas, as per one figure, it's 100,000 years old. Mind you, the Westerners believe whatever is written is true, and whatever is not written is not true. But in our tradition, for many, many years, nothing was written, because everything would get stored in the minds of the disciples. And these disciples in time would become a guru, and then they would teach further. So it was oral transmission, never written. And when I'm saying the written Vedic, so sometimes the Westerners, anthropologists, they say that the Vedas are not maybe 5,000 years old. They love to say that. But who gives them this right to give this figure? Now they might be thinking that the humans learned how to write sometime in this era. But maybe that's true for your zone of geography, but not over here. Because we have some caves which are 2000 years old, and we have beautiful paintings on the rock, granite rocks I'm saying. We have temples which have been made of granite stone. The whole mountain was granite, and then interestingly, it was carved from top to down, not from down to top. Hence the Europeans get boggled when they go and see these sites, and they say, who did this? How did, no machinery, no lift, how did they do it? It's mind-boggling. So please don't use the information coming on to Google as the true information. Because Google obviously is being written by some individuals who think that they can be an authority on the civilization of India. They are not. They hardly know this. So, coming to this point, we say Prakruti, which loosely you can call nature, but Prakruti comes from the word pra means to spread, to expand. Kruti means the imagery. So there is this Prakriti which gives rise to Vikruti. Vikruti meaning a changed or deformed reflection happened, and that's what this whole world is. Vikruti of the 5 basic elements. When did that started? We say Anadi, meaning beginningless. That which has no beginning is called in Sanskrit Anadi. Adi means beginning. Anadi means that which doesn't has any beginning date. When did this Prakriti started? They say it's Anadi, it's beginningless. Now Brahman is Anadi, so is the Prakriti. And this Prakriti abides in the pure Brahman. Now both are Anadi, beginningless. There is an illusionary relationship in between both, and they are inseparable. Very interesting. It is inseparable. Prakriti and Brahman are inseparable. Both have no beginning. Now, in this, the Prakriti is the illusionary one, but the Brahman is the reality. Now, strange. Both are together, both are inseparable, yet the Prakriti is illusion and Brahman is the reality. Now this very Prakriti is divided, we can say classified into further 3 formats. One is of Māyā, where the pure satvaguṇa, guna is like you can call the basic phenomenal nature, is of 3 types, and that's sattva, that's pure, rajas, that's lot of activity, and tama, that's like inert, jada. So Māyā is that which comprises pure satvaguṇa. Avidya is that which comprises impure satvaguṇa. Mind you, impure satvaguṇa. And third is Tama-pradhāna. Pradhan means dominant. So tam means darkness. So Tama-pradhāna means in which the darkness is dominant. The reflection of the pure Brahman in Māyā, the adhisthana, that is the substratum Brahma, along with the Māyā, is known as the all-doer, omniscient Ishwara. Here, the Ishwara, loosely you can call God, is being defined. Who is God? Okay? Again, every religion, they have their own imaginary images about God. Mostly it is a man, old man, but strong, wears a crown, has maybe flowing hair. Their all prayers are always to a God who is a he. And no wonder their societies became male-dominated societies, because they are following their God. Strange. Why? Because their God is a man. But in Bharat, we had the true liberation long, long ago. So we say the Ishwara can be a he or a she. And actually, when you see God as a father, father is known to be somebody who will inculcate discipline and hard and authority, and mother is some more cuddly, more nicer, more sundar, beautiful. So father maybe just be good for spanking the children, but mother is the one who bathes and cleans and washes and gives the food and sings a lullaby, and now this is the projection of a human mind about God. So there are those who said God is just a he, but in Bharat we said no, why can't it be a she? Now I'm calling it it. I'm not saying he or I'm saying she. Brahm is neither he nor she. That's why somewhere it is said that, and somewhere I will use it word for it. Now in English, you use the word it for objects, not for genders. But I am going to use this because there is no other way to explain Brahm. I can't call it he, I can't call it she. Now Ishwara, I can't call it he, I can't call it she, but still in Ishwara you get the independence and freedom to see as a she or as a he. Hence we have Durga, we have somebody to whom I can relate to. So Vishnu and Shiva are not having any parent. So how did they happen to be? This is just like that. Now you can say, why and how? Well, my dears, I have already said this Prakruti is beginningless. Somebody asked me once that how come all the sages happened in India and all the avatars are happening in India? Why weren't they coming in any other country? I said, just see the parenthood of this land and just see the parentinghood, philosophy and science which was used, although now I cannot say the same about this country, but still there is a very small proportion of would-be parents who really put an effort. I know of many. And in Jainis, in Buddhists, even in Hindus, they do, and those who follow yoga, 3 years straight, they both follow very, very Ayurvedic lifestyle, yogic lifestyle, practice asanas, take a consult of their Avidhya, take a consult of their astrologer, and then they have the Garbha Sanskar, which is done once the woman is impregnated. Then there is a ritual which she will perform for betterment of her baby and herself, and then every month or every tri-month there is some ritual which she is supposed to do, and then there are the food guidelines and the exercise guidelines and the asana guidelines and the mantra guidelines given to the mother, which she follows. Do you have this kind of system anywhere in the world? Unfortunately, no. So it's not just, I'm not just bragging, but I'm just stating a fact. Please mind it. And end of the day, our Shastras do not believe in undermining anybody, because we see every human being as an embodiment of Brahman. Brahman alone has become that person. So it's not about a comparison of races, it's just about matter of how well this was thought of and executed. That's the point. So this Brahmana is the Adhisthana. Adhisthana means the substratum, that which is holding. So Brahma and Māyā together, then this we have Ishwara. Now Ishwara we can call it like a reflection of the Brahma in the Māyā. Then the reflection of pure Brahma in Avidya, the Adhisthana of Brahma, which is the Kutastha, along with the Vidya, is known as the ignorant Jiva, who is the bearer of the karma fruits. Now, the Avidya plus Brahma is Jiva. Avidya, now what is Avidya? It has not pure satvaguṇa in it. But Ishwara was formed in the pure satvaguṇa. That's a big difference. Like it say, there's a one mirror which is absolutely clean, and then there is a one mirror which is little shady and grey and scratchy. So you are same, but your reflection in these two mirrors would be different. It's not that a Brahma is two or three kinds of, it's just one. But the mirror is different. So the Jiva is formed, Avidya plus Brahmana is Jiva. Now, Ishwara and Jiva both are Anadi and illusory. The Upadhi, the imposition of Māyā on Ishwara, is singular, and compared to planets like Earth, etc., it is widespread, but in comparison with Brahmana, it is limited and confined. Hence, it is referred to as āpekshikavyāpak, comparatively omnipresent. That is why Ishwara is also singular and comparatively omnipresent. Now, they say Ishwara and Jiva both are Anadi and both are illusory. That's what I was saying yesterday. If you don't know what Brahma is, and you are just worshipping the Ishwara, Vedanta is tearing into it and saying that Ishwara is illusory. Why? It's a reflection of Brahma. Now, Ishwara we can say is like, because it is being reflected in the Māyā, and Māyā is huge. The word is we can use the Brahma is Vyapak, so is Māyā, hence that's the big reflection. Māyā is one, but Avidya is like a small units and too many units and billions and trillions of units. Now I'll go back to again to an example. Maybe get a special order of a huge mirror, but then on the bottom and sides of this square mirror there might be like hundreds of small mirrors. And say if you stand in front of this, what will happen? There is a one big image, but then there are hundreds of images in those small cut glasses also. So we can say Ishwara is the one, the singular in the center. Now don't take it center, that Ishwara is just in the center, it's just I'm explaining the example. And the Jiva is like that small cut pieces in which the reflection is same, no difference. Maybe we can say that these small sized glasses are little scratchy and little unclean, but the centerpiece is absolutely clean. Hence, Jivas are in multiple numbers. As many antahkarans are there, so many Jivas are there. But Māyā is one, hence the Ishwara is one. And Ishwar too is omnipresent, But remember, Ishwara's omnipresence is in comparison to others. Like, water is more than earth, and fire is more than water, and air is even more than the fire, and Akasha, the space, is even more than the air. So in comparison to one another, they are having a larger space to themselves. So Ishwara is Vyapak, omnipresent. Brahma is omnipresent, Vyapak. What's the difference? They say Ishwara is Vyapak in comparison to others. But Brahma is omnipresent without any comparison. Why? Because Brahma is the absolute substratum of everything. The Upadhi of Jeeva is Avidya. Now, Upadhi means the imposition. Upa means close. Adi means to be established. So, Jeeva is established in Avidya. Let me say it more clearly. Avidya is the base, and from this Avidya, the Antahkaran is formed. Do you know Antahkaran? Mind, intellect, ego and subconscious. 4. These 4 are not 4, these 4 are actually 4 functions, mind you. Different functions, hence we say 4, otherwise just one word is enough, that's Antahkaran. Now, Avidya gives rise to Antahkaran, and in Antahkaran, the reflection of Brahman is happening. So we call Antahkaran as Upadhi. It is close, Up means close, Adhi, the Brahman is established as a substratum to this Avidya, Antahkaran. Right? And that's why Jivas are too many, countless, but are confined. Jiva is not omnipresent. Jiva is confined. Why? The mind is confined. The Antahkaran is confined. Māyā is not confined. However, this dissimilarity between Ishwara and Jiva is also Anadi and illusory. You tell me which scripture of this world carries this depth of detail? None. None. We have glimpses of this very wisdom in Guru Granth Sahib. We have very similar great sparks in our Bhagavad Gita, in our Upanishads. So I believe that if you understand Vichar Chandrodaya properly, then it will become a child's game to understand Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. So this is a very small, concise book, but actually it is holding so much info into it that it really is mind-boggling. So there are going to be times when your mind goes flabbergasted. Oh, what's that? But that's that. So there is a dissimilarity between Ishwara and Jiva, but that is also illusory. Before the manifestation of Srashti, now Srashti is the name we give to the world. Srashti, that has been seemed to be created, but actually is never created. Srashta. Srashta means to create. But what's the day and year when it was created? Then they said, no, there is no date. It's Anadi. So the manifestation of Srashti, this world, the Upadhi of Jeeva, that is Avidya, along with all the karmas of Jeeva, lies dormant, merged in Māyā. In Sushupti, the state of deep sleep, like Avidya, this Māyā does not appear to be separate from Brahman. Therefore, before manifestation of this universe, the one and only one Brahma existed without any intra or internal divisions. Number 1. The Upadhi of Jeeva is Avidya. And this Jeeva has karmas, actions. And every action will have a fruit. So if we say, why did this Srishti came into being? They say because of the karmas. They say, but the Srishti is just now happening. They say, no. This nonsense has been going on from Anadi Kala. The world comes into manifestation, and then after stipulated time everything dissolves back into their subtler elements. Mind never dies. Physical body dies. Mind doesn't die. Mind is holding all your actions. And every action will give you a fruit. So these very seeds of the action become the reason to propel new creation to happen. New, it's not creation, is a wrong word. That's why we choose word manifestation. So from subtle to gross form, and then sometime gross goes back into subtle form. Vapor into water, and then water into a vapor. Can you say water got created or vapor got created? No. It's the expressions in different forms. So what now we see is the gross form of elements, but then the time comes when all these elements go into their subtle form. Now comes the Vedic religion, and Vedic understanding says that this world is not formed in a linear format. That it has a day of beginning, and here it is a day of end, and then there is hell, heaven. No. The Vedic understanding is that world is not linear but a circle. Just see, you sow a seed, plant, tree, seeds. Sow the seed, plant, tree, seeds. Sow the seed, Father, son, father, son, father, son, father, son, father, son, goes on. Huge nonsense is happening. Inevitably it is happening. You can't stop it. But some of my sannyasi friends, they joke. They say we have stopped. So we are not going to be a father. So now no son and no daughter. So we have broken the chain. We are not going to create a chain. We stop this nonsense of Ishwara. We stop the nonsense created by Ishwara. So we say that we are not part of it. Anyhow. Now it gives example of Sushupti, that's deep sleep. You say, now see, when you go in deep sleep, then whatever education or qualities your mind has it, when you wake up after sleep, you will have same things. If you are a fool, you are a fool. If you are educated. If you are angry, you are still waking up angry. If you are kind, you wake up kind. If you sleep, that you are engineer, when you wake up, you don't become an unintelligent, uneducated person. Take this example into death. Death is like a bigger sushupti. So whatever you were before that, after this deep sleep of death, the formation of from subtle to gross body would be when happening again. The mind is same, like this. The phone body is same, but I can change the SIM card of it. So this body, a phone, is like the gross body. But the software which is running this body of phone, the hardware of this phone, is your subtle body, is your mind. And mind is the keeper of all your karmas. So what is death? Like this phone breaks, I get a new phone, but I then transfer this whole data. There are ways to collect all the data even from the broken phone. Or I just take out the SIM card which is holding my music, my photos and everything. I just take that SIM card, put it in a new phone. So your SIM card is like your subtle body gets fitted into a new body. Therefore, before manifestation of this universe, the one and only one Brahm existed without any inter. Now, because there is nobody similar to Brahm, Brahm doesn't have a cousin or sister or brother. It's one alone. So there is no intra-relationship. Right? And then there are no internal divisions in the Brahm also. For example, a woman and a woman, they are of one same kind, right? But there is a man and a woman, they are now two different. But there are different body parts, head, feet, shoulders, eyes, nose, ears, etc., etc. So that's the internal divisions in the body. Now, Brahm neither has somebody who is equal to him of same gender. Brahm doesn't has anybody who is opposite to Brahm. And Brahm doesn't has any internal divisions into it. Hence we say Brahm is the absolute existence. Prior to the manifestation of the universe, in view of the collective maturation of karmas of the Jiva, Ishwara desired to conceive its multiple forms from singularity. Now that's very interesting thing. Jivas hold their own baggage of karmas, but it is the Ishwara who decides to let the manifestation happen. Just see it like a magic show. Like, you have these people whom we call the illusionist. He'll come onto the dark stage and with this illusion, magics, he will create so much stuff. And actually there is nothing on the stage. So this world can be compared to that illusionist who creates such a real-time world. Like, you have these stories of Aladdin and his lamp. And when he rubs the lamp, the genie comes out. And he says, genie, give me palace. Voila, palace is there. He says, I need food. Food is there. I need soldiers. I need wealth. Whatever he says, genie gives everything. And then he has a girlfriend called Jasmine and he married. And the Jasmine says, how did you get all this? Now he cannot tell Jasmine that I have a genie. And one time his lamp gets stolen. And his opponent takes away all the palaces and food and wealth and soldiers and army and everything. And Aladdin is just in his clothes because all his decorations have also gone off. So he is in his simple old clothes in which he had found the lamp and then the genie. So this world is nothing more than the game of a genie. That genie name is Ishwara. So you have to keep the genie happy. And then genie will keep you happy. And that's why, in one way, there is this whole path of devotion. The path of devotion says that serve the Lord. So you would see in a Krishna temple, all the devotees feel that we are servants to God, Krishna, and we have to please Him. So Lord, take my flower garland. Lord, take this food. Lord, take this, accept this clothing. Lord, accept this tulsi patra. Lord, I sing to you. Lord, I do the chanting. Now, Lord, I dance for you. You may be pleased with me and keep me close to you. Only then I'll be saved from your very brutal Māyā. And I am already poor victim. I have Avidya. I am just a Jeeva. And you are Ishwara. Hence this whole Bhakti Marga, the path of Bhakti, comes into being. So devotion to Krishna or Ram or Shiva, this is all like, it's your manifestation. So let me be in good cards with you. And I don't wish to remain floating in this floody Māyā, which is so bloody. I wish to be rescued. So Lord, rescue me. Let me be with you. So say that Ishwara desires to conceive itself into multiple forms from singularity. So Ishwar was singular, but then the Ishwara desires, and in this singularity, this you can call that in just one go. This desire led to an explosion in the Upadhi of Brahm, that is Māyā, leading in turn to the genesis of Panchamahābhuta, the 5 great elements in the order of space, air, fire, water, earth. So this desire of Ishwara, Māyā is the Upadhi, but Māyā is the magic. And now this Māyā leads into the genesis of Panch 5 Maha great Bhuta elements. So these 5 great elements in a consequential way come into being. So the space, then air, then fire, then water, and then earth.